Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Memecoins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about the continued market dump and opportunities we're looking for in the market. We're going to talk about the Bubble Maps BMT token launch this morning, and we're going to do a little bit of live perps trading on dYdX. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I've got Easy and Clemente with me right now. How you feeling today, Easy? How you feeling about this market?
I've never been better, Ray.
Never. I saw a statistic. I reposted it. Essentially, based on how many people are in the world, about 300,000 people every day are having the best day of their life, and 300,000 people are having the worst day of their life. Or either one of those.
Let me tell you about it. I'm one of 300,000 people that wakes up every day and has the worst day of my life every day.
I mean, dude, this guy is down bad right now. Holy shit. I can always tell how down bad Easy is by how long his live streams are in the morning. And we are still in a bear until Easy's live streams get above 30 minutes in the morning. We're still not close to rallying. The lowest I saw, I think there was one for like 15 minutes where Easy was just like,
no, it was 18 minutes. I looked, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know what the fuck to talk about. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and just ended it. It was one of those days where just nothing happened. I'm talking like, bro, I was looking on like Decrypt. I was looking on Watcher Guru. I started pulling up like farm animal videos because I was like, I don't know what to watch. I don't know what to put on the screen for like the next 3 minutes, guys.
Dude, somebody who like writes news daily, I made a post about this. There was like nothing going on over like the last like 4 or 5 days. Like the weekend was slow. Last week late was slow outside of the crypto summit. And like I'm thinking like times like that could be potentially marking the bottom where things are just so slow, and we see this continued like downward price action that like maybe we're approaching a bottom. I'm still targeting that like 72K Bitcoin mark. I think I still have an ETH short open right now that like got very close to liquidation overnight, but we're still hanging in there. But I think we have more pain to go, and until then, I think we're gonna be in a little bit of a holding pattern here. Lot to talk about today. I want to bring up a quick little.
Is there?
Yeah, I've got a lot to talk about today. It's starting to pick up.
So
we're gonna get hyped. We're gonna get hyped real quick though. We got a hype video before you go, Clemente. I'll let you go in a second, but
is it the Home Depot theme song?
This is Senator Loomis.
You tweeted this morning, big things are coming. Big things are coming every day.
It definitely doesn't rival the Home Depot theme song, but Senator Loomis tweeted out this morning, "I am for real this time," and released this Bitcoin hype video. What's your take here, Clemente? You look like you're it's in pain watching that.
It is just so cringe. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, Senator Loomis, what has she done anything I feel like she's just like riding this Bitcoin narrative, and she's just like riding it, and she's just milking it. She's just milking this thing just all day, milking.
What are you doing, man?
Milking.
What are you doing, man?
Bitcoin strategic reserve. Oh, milk it some more. She might go just with the regular, just milk.
What are you doing?
Milk. I'm like, Cynthia, do you have anything else going? Like, what else are you doing as senator?
What are you doing, man?
What else are you doing as senator other than just milking this Bitcoin reserve? So I'm not a fan of that, Ray. I watched that video, and it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel hope. I feel like we're going to go lower just based off of seeing that. Just milking it.
What was that?
That was Senator Loomis. For people listening, I was doing a little hand motion of Cynthia Loomis milking the Bitcoin reserve. Just milking it. Just milking it. She's doing a little double milk.
LC says, Clemente, I'm at work. Noel saying, the milkman. Clemente had experience at a milk farm.
It was really uncomfortable, dude.
Yeah, Ray, that didn't really fire me up. Maybe pin it. I'll pin it up on stage so people can watch it. This is from Senator Loomis hyping up the Bitcoin strategic reserve. You know, I'm excited that I will say she is an OG, right? She was at she's been riding with us for a while.
A year.
right? She was.
And how does she ride for us, Clemente?
Okay.
No,
She
no,
was,
I'm just curious. Like, if you want to show us how to milk, why don't you show us how she rides for us?
you know,
Clemente?
she was
Yeah,
riding with us. Okay. So Cynthia Lummis did have she was at the Bitcoin conference last year, and she was like, I'm gonna get this thing done. I'm gonna and she got it done, right? And I will give her credit on that front, but I watched that video and I'm not too fired up about it. And Ray, you were saying that news is picking, or news was dead over the weekend. I think we're spoiled. Do you remember literally a year ago at this time, there was nothing to talk about. There was nothing. We're not at that level yet. We're not at that level yet when it's just pure devastation and it's a desert. We're not at a devastation.
No, and I agree. And like I was kind of pointing this out, like when we were just like chopping in price action from like December through January, just like kind of like slow chop, like we were getting like just massive waves of like bullish crypto news day after day. Like the newsletter, like last summer, like we had to like scrounge for stories. Like I was out in the streets, like knocking on doors, asking people what they heard about crypto to like fill out 5 stories in a newsletter. And now we're like 15 stories daily minimum that are like high impact, would be headlines last year.
Yeah.
So like we are definitely in a cycle where there's a lot of like positive news and there's a lot of action, but it just right now we're just not seeing price kind of like follow along. And I think it's just a matter of time. I've said this before, like these are all tailwinds. Like none of these things are like instant price catalysts or things that are kind of going to support the price on the next run up. It's just a matter of getting to that next run up.
Yeah, this is close to the most bullish I've been as far as like price action goes and buying opportunities. Just I'm so bullish, but the price hasn't matched it. I am curious I'm curious in the comments, whether you're listening on Twitter or YouTube, do you think it's the bottom? Do you think we bottomed yesterday at 77K Bitcoin? I'll read some of the comments. I would love to get the audience's thoughts, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter. Let us know. And we'll read some of those out on your thoughts on the market. But anyways, Ray, maybe we kick this thing, get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's do it. You have the weather report up and ready. You're back at home. You know, the bottom right button is your button, so we can.
I love how you know it, Ray. I feel good. I'm gonna be honest. I had a moment of despair yesterday. I hit rock bottom yesterday. I'm gonna be honest, but you know the great thing about hitting rock bottom is the only way to go is up. The only way to go is up, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Today's Tuesday, March 11th, and we're going to get right on cooking. Looking over at the crypto roundup, it's not pretty. It's not pretty, but things are turning around. We got Bitcoin at 81K, Ethereum just under $1,900, and Solana at 123. Over the past 24 hours, it was a bloody day across all markets, as over 1.7 trillion, that's with a T, ladies and gentlemen, was wiped from U.S. equities markets. Bitcoin fell below 80K, and Ethereum crashed below $1,800 before an overnight rally. People are saying the Ethereum Foundation might get liquidated. We will see whether or not that happens. I don't even know if that's true, but I saw some people talking about it. Next up, crypto regulations continue to get slashed as the SEC ended requirements for crypto companies to register as trading systems. President Trump is also expected to sign an executive order today reducing crypto regulations on banks. I mean, the guy's middle name is executive order at this point. Finally, we had a slew, love that word, slew of registrations and token listings. I mean, the bullish news continues, folks. Van Eck registered an AVAX ETF and a Solana ETF. AI Analytics token Cookie, is this Orange's token, got listed on Coinbase. And Kraken listed the Unicorn Fart Dust meme coin. I was looking at that yesterday. Unicorn Fart Dust looks very good. Very good price action. That's all for the weather. Back to you in the studio, Ray.
Excellent weather report as always, Clemente. And I just want to kind of hop onto the Unicorn Fart Dust trade and take a look at that, because that was showing strength throughout the day yesterday on a day when everything else was red. And it seems like it might have been a little bit of that Kraken like front running, essentially. Like, was there insider information on that?
I got it right. I'll pull up the chart
here.
So, I mean, look, I'm no TA expert. And sometimes you got to take emotions out of it. I have my own feelings about the unicorn fart dust token. To be honest, I was never a big believer. I looked at Ron and I was like, hey, is this guy just an indentured servant? How long can he keep this up for? But man, is he consistent, Ray? He's a consistent guy. And if I were to draw a line on this chart, right, we look at the all-time high of this, about a 400 mil, right? Look at this little bottom right here. This is what you call a soft floor, as Pio would call it. Right? Look at this. I mean,
yeah, this is what happens when
this.
dinner's at 6.
Yeah. This looks strong. It hasn't dipped, right? This has been performing better than Fartcoin for sure. And you got a guy that's just showing up, and he seems like a good guy. He's building community. And it looks good, right? So shout out to the Unicorn Fart Dust community, man. You guys are showing some strength here. Maybe I would be a buyer if it gets below in this area again.
I mean, this looks like higher highs and higher lows. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It does, in fact. It does, in fact. I prefer to just go to my favorite website, whenisdinner.xyz, though. It's now live.
Love your charting here, Clemente. Yeah, so we
what
had that.
What website are you using to chart this, Clemente?
I'm using dYdX to chart this.
No,
you're not.
This is
BullX. I'm using BullX to chart this, ladies and gentlemen. You can go skip the line. It's the best meme coin trading platform.
Christ.
I didn't know what you wanted me to do there.
No, you talk about the fucking website, not just lie to the audience. Blatantly lied to the audience. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I want you to just tell me what the website is. Holy.
All right. Clemente's charting. I'm pulling them off. You're out. Pulled the hook. We're throwing in the reliever. The righty's coming in easy. I want to see how our perp trading account has been doing. You've been
God.
Over there.
1 sec. Getting on a flight.
Are we liquidated? Are we not? If you want to trade alongside with us on dYdX, the link is attached to the Twitter Spaces. It's going to be pinned there. It's also scrolling across the bottom of the YouTube right now. You can see it there. It's also going to be in the YouTube comments. So you can get in there. Clemente,
while Easy's taking a flight, I want to do one more. I want to share one more chart, and this is on BullX, ladies and gentlemen. Fartcoin. Did this bottom? I mean, this looking over at Fartcoin. I think this might have bottomed as well.
Are you on the daily?
Yeah, I'm looking at the daily here. I mean, maybe it goes lower, but I actually don't hate Fartcoin as a buy. It's holding up better than a lot. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Murad memes, I was looking at SPX. Remember, I bought SPX at like 600 mil. I sold for like a 20% loss. It's getting smoked. It's down even more. SPX, I believe, it's down 50%. So it's down at 300 mil. Or sorry, it's 260 mil. It's at 26 cents. I bought it at 60. SPX doesn't look like it's found a bottom yet, but yeah, easy. Back over to you.
I'll show you a bottom. By the way, we're rich, guys. Like, we're rich. Like,
yeah,
portfolio's all-time high.
Where we at? All-time high. I love to see it.
All-time high.
That's how you do it in a down market.
All-time high.
So what's our count at now? 50, 54, 34?
5, 4, 3, 4, baby.
Started at 1K.
We had some tough goes in here, dude. I'm not gonna lie. $998.75. We immediately went down to 766, grinded it back up to 970. Then we started having some success. Found some good moves, got up to 1,800, immediately lost it all the way back down, a low of $700. Ran it right back up, back to 1K, all the way down to 600. It got scary there. It got bleak. Ran it right back up 1,300. I was like, okay, we're back. We're so back. Lost it all again down to 800. And then it's just been smooth sailing. We started to look at all these choppy, bad trades I was taking.
Dude, it's probably always in a position. Once you started shorting on March 1st, I think you pretty much everything was a short, right?
No, I've hit a couple scalps. Like last night, we ended up longing Sol in there too. So like even here, if you look, like it's just been a couple steady trades, big wins, nice grind up, caught a loss here, ran it back up with a huge. This was actually a short that we caught. That one there, grinded it up to almost 5K, lost literally all of it, lost $2,500 trying to go long, ran it back up again though, lost it. This was a big dip down. I went to bed with a Solana long open.
Which one was the one where we were going ham on the show, just like shorting Sui, longing Sui, just getting wrecked?
27 up to like 42. So we like We were at 3K, ran it down to 27, timed it, got back up to 36. So it was like this choppy range right here. So yeah, it's been pretty good. Can we see history? I've made so many trades in this fucking account. So we did an ETH. So I longed ETH here. So that's the other thing though, is you can see like it sells positions. So it's based on the order book. That's like the actual difference. All of this was just one. It was technically 2 trades.
Yeah, limit
So
orders
I bought.
and they get filled multiple times.
So it's all based on the fill. So like I wasn't longing 0.2 ETH. Like I longed like 40 ETH. Clemente, if you're fucking using iMessage right now, you need to turn your goddamn sounds off.
I'm sorry. I'm texting Nick. I apologize. Ladies,
what are you texting Nick about? Why is he not on the show?
Well, he had to run to do something, run an errand. Sorry. So Senator Lummis is talking about the Bitcoin Act. Can we maybe?
Is that
look
what you're
into
texting
that?
Nick about?
Yeah, he's doing a little news story about it. So can we look? Senator Lummis, I believe it looks like she introduced the Bitcoin Act, which is the Boosting Innovation, Technology, and Competitiveness Through Optimized Investment Nationwide Act. I don't know if this is an old. I thought she introduces in 2024.
Reintroduced.
Okay. Do we want to listen to this clip? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Fucking
Come on, Twitter. Come on, Twitter, man.
Sorry, guys. Okay, what do we got here? I can't hear this, Ray.
Yeah, I don't know. It's giving me issues.
Okay, well, we'll load it when it loads. Doesn't see, yeah. The Bachelor site brings up the major point, which is that it still needs to go through Congress. So it doesn't feel like a major news story, other than the fact that it is being introduced. But anyways, easy. I was very impressed to see your trade yesterday on ETH. That was a great move. Phenomenal.
What did I do?
You shorted ETH.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I longed ETH.
What are we up to? 5K?
A 5,400.
Let's go. Hey, let's go.
I just want to get to 10K, and then I'm going to withdraw all of it and dump it into a 4K market cap shitcoin. All 10K. We're going to migrate that shit by ourselves.
What I've been doing is I've been putting it into the vault, the mega vault with profits. What you can do on dYdX is you can earn like yield. Basically, you're taking like the house side on these trades, which tends to do well. It's like 10%, I think, right now at least. And so basically, that kind of keeps me from like liquidating my entire bag. So like I'll trade it up a little bit, and then I'll put deposit to the vault a portion, and then I'll keep trading the rest of it. So like it kind of like limits downside risk. It's kind of like pulling some off the table and earning a little bit of extra yield on it. So shout out dYdX. We love working with them. We're having a lot of fun with this trading account that we're doing 1K to 10K. I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to get there this week. I think we're going to see a lot of volatility, and we're going to see Easy absolutely crush it. And like I said, you can start trading on dYdX. It's pinned to the space. It's going to be attached to the Twitter in the description, and I'll also add it as a comment so you can jump in and trade alongside of us. Moving on, though. Lots of news to talk about today. We had the continued market dump, ETH falling below 1,800, Bitcoin falling below 80K. We have CPI coming out tomorrow. Easy. What's your prediction on the majors? Can you draw some lines on some charts for me and just kind of give me what your price targets are on like the low and the high side, depending on some like bullish or bearish news coming out?
No problem, Ray. Absolutely. So in this market, it's what I like to call crippling depression. This is an ugly chart on the monthly. Technically, we've made lower highs and higher lows. So what that means is we have consolidation. If it breaks either side of this, we all die. But in actuality, let's take a look. So that's ETH. God, I think I deleted my whole ETH chart though. So we can draw this in real time. We take some fibs, last cycle's high to last cycle's low. It's basically just what I like to do. We keep it short, sweet, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We are sitting right above a Fibonacci line right here, 1881, which I had said yesterday was in fact our target for the downside for short term. 1881. We wicked under it all the way down to 1750. I've been saying 1600 to 1800 ETH is kind of this target. This has us going down to here, 960. I don't like 960. I like, where is it? 1800 to 1600. Like I'd want to start buying pretty heavy in this range for ETH.
You would buy ETH at under 1,800?
That's where I'd very slowly start. Closer to 1600s where it's way more interesting to me.
Okay.
Like that area is way more interesting. Solamo charts been drawn for a while. This is one where I think down towards like this 88 level. So if I'm buying in Sol, we're looking towards like here. Basically anywhere in this range is what I'd want to be buying. Previous consolidation, that was the all-time highs on the like bear market rally of start of the year. That was where we got the $8 parabolic move to 120. That's where I'd want to see a retest. Then Bitcoin, I'm looking 69 to 72K. So essentially same idea here. Like this area down to right around there. Could probably pull that up a little bit more. But that's where I'm looking. Previous tops.
Easy. You said you responded to Ansem yesterday with these numbers. You said Ansem tweeted, serious business bros, where do we buy everything back? You said $80 to $100 Sol, $16 to $1,800 ETH, and 69 to 72K Bitcoin. And then someone said, realistically, when do we get to these prices? Next week or early summer? You said May, in my opinion. You still stick with that take?
Well, I posted it yesterday, so like, yeah, I probably shouldn't switch up on that.
Okay.
Making May predictions and a day later be like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think May is here. Like, that seems pretty reasonable to chop and bottom sometime in that area. So like, we could take a little squiggly line. Like, I'm not calling for all-time highs, but like we could dip down and basically trade like that and then finally go.
You haven't bought any dips, correct?
We just shot up.
Hey, let's go. Easy just completely froze. We shot up, Ray?
Yeah. ETH did at least.
Yeah, look at that candle.
I'm about to get liquidated on an ETH short, but
oh my god, you absolute bozo pants, Dumbo sauce. Yeah, look, bounced right off of our box. What time is it? 9:28. I wonder why.
Markets are about to open. Let's pull up the S&P.
Yeah, but if the markets are about to open, we are currently trading under yesterday's close. So we're going to technically small gap down. No, that's bad.
What?
If you open lower than where the previous market open was, that's bad. If you want to gap up.
Okay, never mind. That's
not good, let's go. Hell yeah, brother. Like downward price, baby.
Like bearish news.
Send it lower. But dude, Jesus Christ, this candle just, why did it just run so hard?
I'm trying to look for news or something.
Hey, Cynthia Lummis, dude. It was that hype video. It was that hype video.
News.
Big Lumi coming out the gates, dude.
Fidelity files to add staking for ETH ETF.
That would not send Bitcoin up $2,000.
Hey, let's not question it. Let's not question it. What do we?
Do we have CPI data? PPI data?
That's tomorrow. Lummis, the Bitcoin Act's going to purchase $1 million worth of Bitcoin. That's like nothing big. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's already retraced a decent amount of that candle. It's down to 1913.
I mean,
that.
You guys,
I'm shorting.
Dude, you guys are just spoiled. You guys are spoiled rotten. Spoiled rotten. Don't question.
Spoiled rotten.
Yeah, you see the mentality of like leverage traders here when they see a candle and they're like, okay, what's the news? What's the futures? What are we looking at? What's coming up? What could have happened to cause that? Okay, I'm shorting it. It's like all of 30 seconds there of analysis. It's like, all right, time to lever up.
Like, why would the market for whatever reason run?
I mean,
what has changed?
Maybe something is happening at open. Like the only thing I'm seeing is this ETH staking is all I'm saying right now.
All right, we're down $280 on our ETH short.
We had some bullish regulations. The SEC ended requirements for crypto companies to register as trading systems. Trump is going to sign an executive order potentially today, reducing regulations on crypto banks, allowing them to more easily custody and allow for trading, which is bullish. We're continuing to see these tailwinds. We also had the AVAX and Sol ETFs from Van Eck. Was this the first AVAX ETF that's been listed or like applied for? I haven't seen one before.
Maybe I think.
I think it's.
I'm still trying to figure out why the market's running right now.
You keep doing that. We're gonna keep going along with the show.
So yeah, I mean, AVAX is interesting. We got their founder. I mean, this guy is just chumming it up in the. He's in the CFTC council or something, and look at him just chumming it up with big sailor man. Look at, I mean, this guy's not playing around. He was also with, I mean, he's with the crew. So
He's in.
you know, maybe he's licking some chops. You know, he's buttering some biscuits up in DC. You know, who is this? Is this Tim Cook? Who's this guy?
I don't know. There was some interesting news,
That's
right? Was there
Guapo
something with,
sweater.
like India and Avalanche, like tokenization. Was that India? I saw.
We got him and Brian Johnson. Oh yeah, India. There was a town in India that tokenized, I want to say 700,000 land records on AVAX, which is pretty sick. Make it transparent on the blockchain. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the meme coins on AVAX.
Our shorts are printing. Shorts are printing. Stay tuned.
Yeah, meme coins on AVAX seem to have slowed down, but they continue to push real world assets and gaming on the ecosystem. Both are very, very big. We saw what's the off the grid setting gaming records there. We saw the tokenization of California DMV records. We're now seeing India. We're going to continue to see that. I think the founder CEO does a great job of BD on the side of RWAs. If we can get as many acronyms out as possible. So interesting to see what Avalanche is going to do there in terms of institutional and retail adoption, kind of attacking it from both ends with 2 prongs. Another interesting thing I saw yesterday was Clanker, the Memecoin deployment AI agent, I guess would be like the best way to categorize this, set a record high in terms of tokens deployed yesterday. 2023 tokens deployed. Basically what Clanker does is like you tag it on Twitter and ask it to like create a meme coin based on like some parameters, and it does so. And the reason this has seen so much action lately is that the Grok is now like living as like a Twitter account, and it's kind of its own AI agent, and people are just like convincing Grok to like launch coins essentially, or like provide ideas for coins. So they've been using Clanker to launch these on Base for the most part, where we're seeing most of that action. We've seen a few of these run to decent like market caps. I think we've seen some like 7-8 figure market caps on these, but it's interesting to see Clanker move there. Base even tweeted out support for this, which you don't see too often for some of these AI agent platforms. But Base tweeted out support for Clanker. Also, BankerBot. BankerBot does, I think, powers Clanker's like launchpad. And
So I saw some FUD on this, Ray.
Yeah, let me know.
And first of all, Clanker,
Why
I hardly
is
know her.
Base back in this bullshit and not back in real builders?
Banker, I hardly know her.
Banker, I hardly know her. I had to get those 2 out of the way. And we saw the Time.Fun founder, Cause.
Yeah, I saw this.
Who infamously, notoriously moved Time.Fun from Base to Solana, and they've been crushing it on Solana. He quote tweeted this tweet from Base, basically saying that Base is saying, hey, Grok, launch token on Base, blah, blah, blah. He said, I spent months building an app on Base and was never able to get the Base account to tweet about the product. Some shit poster convinced Grok to loosely give token details and launch a token, and it gets front page coverage with no utility, and that's a melting face emoji. And yeah, he's pretty pissed about it, which is an interesting kind of FUD piece. I also saw Mike Dudas talking about Base, and he was basically saying that Base compared to Solana is a completely different ecosystem. Like that you get no organic discovery or people trying new stuff on Base. You get that on Solana. So Solana continues to be the home for like speculation and kind of like builders to try these things like Time.Fun. I've seen people using Time.Fun when it wasn't getting any traction on Solana, or on Base. So that's kind of the long and short of the FUD on Base yesterday.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to search Dudas's account. I can't find the tweet you're referencing. But just dovetailing into that, Banker is one of the few coins that's up on the day. On the back.
Banker, I hardly know her.
1, 2, 3, 4 printed 4 green candles off the bottom here, up to 39 million. Basically a DeFi DEFAI coin, and it's one that kind of I think powers some of Clanker's like launchpad functionality. So one to watch for there. Could something like this be something that kind of reignites the Base AI meta? Let's go over to like just AI on base on my little watch list here just to see what's going on. And yeah, it's pretty red. It's still pretty red. Everything's down horrendous. Like this list used to be curated with like basically $1 million plus market caps. And now like we're seeing stuff that's like not even 100K on here, which is like pretty wild. If you remember some of the DAOs.
Oh my God. Can you go to Trust me, bro? Can you look at that?
Yeah, I can.
Holy
Look
shit.
at these DAOs. Look at these DAOs right here. Remember all these that were like trading at like 6, 7, 8 figures? They're now all like under 100K, which is like absolutely crazy. Everyone got wrecked there. I think they're maybe even trading like below their like assets under management. Trust is now trading at 789K.
Oh
People,
my
like,
God.
people are locking up Trust to like December of this year.
I still have my bag of it. I round trip that entire thing.
Yeah, so that was trading up at 26 mil, now under 1 mil. Like it's been absolute devastation for like any sort of base meme coin. The daily like movement has just looked like this the entire time. Vader at 6.2 million. I mean, this thing, like people were talking about this one like potentially going to like 1 billion at one point, like during like peak AI like insanity. This thing touched 145 mil down to 6.4 mil. This is like a good like lesson here, I suppose, is when you get one of these super hot metas that everyone is convinced is like the future and like the cycle long narrative, which kind of like we were getting into that like really frothy period in January where people are like, okay, you know, we've been talking about AI and crypto being this cycle's like narrative. Look at all these coins. They're going to keep going up. Why wouldn't they keep going up? We're going to have more AI agents. We're going to have all this framework, all these framework players are going to continue to build on them. And like, it's going to just like continue to go up. And once that becomes like consensus view, it's just like, okay, maybe you think about start trimming some of these positions, or like you don't try to enter super late to catch the upside.
It's so hard to do that. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I wasn't huge on the AI meta. Like I wasn't able to catch that early. So I was just like sidelined watching it play out. But even as someone that was sidelined, I was like, I don't know, like I don't know how high it can go. Like these things have no fundamentals, but with no fundamentals, they ran like AIxBT. What's that? It's like 100 mil. I remember like Udi, who is a like very, very smart guy, Taproot Wizards. How much did they buy of this AIxBT coin at the literal Pico top?
Like $1 million. I think it was like $1 million.
I think it was maybe even more, but like Udi is down 80% on that buy.
Yeah. I mean, it looked really smart at the time. It's like, okay, like this is interesting because it's like marketing plus investment. And then AIxBT just went to shit. Like it hallucinates. The AI meta is gone. Like it's still like the best one out there.
Well, AIxBT just shits on itself. It's like, yeah, they're all down 80%. They're never coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It funds
All right,
itself.
man.
It said its code base is bad. It's like its developer hasn't updated its code base. So like it funds itself, which is like
$1 million. $1 million into AIxBT.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That is very wild. Easy. Are you pulling something up here?
No, I'm just looking at the charts.
Background. Okay. Let's make sure. Yeah. So I don't know if like this AI can come back around. And if it does, like which ones do? Like does AIxBT a buy here? I mean, so AIxBT is now at levels not seen since November 27th.
The problem is when it loses its novelty, right? Like when it loses that initial, it's that part where it's new. It was new, right? Like Kix was talking last week about like, hey, what's the next new thing? This was the next new thing. And when it loses that shiny new object, it's so hard for it to come back. Why would this come back? It's not new anymore. It's not sexy. And like people would rather buy something that's new versus something that's down 90% and is stuck with a bunch of bag holders that want to exit as soon as this thing gets a relief rally.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a good answer for you for that. Yeah. I mean, I could see people just wanting to sell on a rally as opposed to like sending it higher.
Yeah,
just
I'd rather
check the virtual chart. I mean, this one's really bad too. Virtuals was trading up at 3.4 bill. It's now at 369 million. That's a 90% drawdown almost there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather buy some of these meme coins to be honest, versus any of like the AI coins, because my problem with the AI coins is what's stopping better tech. Like they're competing with someone launching something new, right? Like what's stopping someone else from launching an AIxBT that's better, that doesn't do all of the random bullshit and that isn't stuck with bag holders and is fresh and like adds something new to it. The AIxBT guy, the dev behind it, has probably made a few $1,000,000. I don't know. I'm speculating here, right? I don't know how much money he made, but like what drive does he have to like absolutely crush this thing when his token's down 90%? He made his money and now he can just do his own thing.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Ryan K in the comments saying, nah, Base is killing virtuals by not supporting them. It's insane. I'd argue that it wouldn't matter if they were listed on Coinbase or not. Here's VVV down, I mean, from 280 to 90. They got listed day one. Like Coinbase
all
listing
of the
them.
people, Ray,
Yeah.
all of these, the comments of people saying Base needs to be supported by Coinbase, I get it, but all of that comes from people wanting exit liquidity. That's all that they want. That is all that they want is price go up. Let me dump my bags on someone else. And the fact that you're not doing that, you're a piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Speaking of pieces of shit, Clemente, we want to talk to you here for a minute.
Let's go.
We've got a little pre-market talk we were talking about here. These little guys.
Well, don't
spoil
spoil it.
Here.
So for people listening, I was talking to Ray before the show. I received a message last night from someone. I don't know if they want me to say it, but I won't say their names. But they were like, "Hey, I bought a Pudgy penguin, and they bought it. Like, what do you think of this purchase?" They bought it for 8.1 ETH. And I sat there and I'm like, "This is very interesting." I thought about it all night and this morning, and I think Pudgy penguins are a very interesting NFT to look at potentially buying here. If you look at the USD, Ray, I'm going to take over here. Yep, I'm going to pull up for people listening. I have the USD chart pulled up for Pudgy penguins. Right. And let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's zoom in since last summer. Right. And we look at the floor price for this thing. The all-time high, which was like euphoria during the Pangu meme coin, it got up to $130,000 for a Pudgy penguin. Right. It's now at a new low. Right. The previous low was 19K of November of last year. It's making a new low right now in USD at 16K. So I look at this as 16K and I think about the upcoming abstract token. And if we assume that Pudgy penguins are going to get it an airdrop, Pangu debuted at 4.5 billion and Pudgy penguins got what? Easy. They got like a 6-figure airdrop, right? At least.
Yeah.
So if Pudgy penguins got a $100,000 airdrop and Pangu debuted at 4.5 billion FDV, I'm assuming, right? And if we assume that abstract is above $1 billion and Pudgy penguins get a similar allocation, you're looking at potentially like a 15 to 20K airdrop from abstract. So that basically pays for your Pudgy penguin. So I think these are oversold here. I would potentially buy this penguin here, and like they're one of the best they're one of the best NFTs, right? I don't understand why you wouldn't buy this here and buy the blood on this. If they're also a team where the team hyper fixates on price. So with all of these things, I think with Pudgy penguin, I would buy this thing for like 16K here. And I think it's a good buy. I don't know if I would hold it for the abstract airdrop, right? Maybe it's just a good flip to like 13, 14 ETH or whatever that looks like. But I was thinking about that this morning. I want to share it and maybe get people's thoughts. I might make this buy.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think I like the play. I just put a bid in right now. Do it, coward.
I don't have the ETH. I would need to like buy ETH, maybe bridge some from Blast and do all that stuff.
Okay. I'm excited for that. And then something that's interesting.
If you buy one, I'll buy one.
Let's go.
I mean, abstract NFTs are like kind of seeing some action. On-chain Genesis Heroes 0.29 ETH up 19% on the day, 40 ETH of volume. 4 and L2, like this is like starting to see like a lot of gaming action between On-Chain Heroes and Gigaverse, both these games, and there's people streaming them. I was watching Fastige stream some Gigaverse. I think that them having kind of a quieter launch that like wasn't quite as like, I don't know, as big as people were hyping it up to be, it's kind of led to some like organic like chain usage, which I think is what they were going for. So Abstract like could be a slow cook. I mean, they're continuing to have XP. They have like bonuses for Pengu. I'm not sure what the bonuses are for owning a Penguin, but make sure you like look into that. If you do buy one, like get in the Discord, get a roll, and then attach that to your Abstract account, because that could affect experience, and then like an abs airdropped as well.
I believe you get an extra 50% XP for holding a big Pudgy. The counter I will give to this, Ray, is everyone is like, there's more stakeholders involved in this. Well, they gave the airdrop to a bunch of people for Pengu, but for Abstract, you have the additional people from Pengu that are farming this thing. You have general farmers in general. So maybe there's more mouths to feed from this Abstract airdrop. I'm assuming investors as well that want to get paid out. I don't know how much they raised. I believe Abstract had I believe they raised. So that they have more mouths to feed on that front. But I don't know. I'm spitballing here. And I think, like, I remember I bought a Doodles. Well, I bought a Mad Lad at 90 Sol or whatever that was, 80 Sol. I bought a Mad Lad for $15,000. And that was just a month and a half ago. And now I'm like, okay, I can get a Pudgy Penguin for that price now. That's very interesting to me.
Very interesting. And kind of, I don't really have much else to close on it. I mean, I think it's a good buy. Let me know when you do it, and let's track along. And I hear like Pudgy Penguin holders right now are just like crying in the comments. They're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I wanted to kind of like circle back to markets, what's going on Market Open, and why we kind of saw potentially that.
I cut my ETH short and I'm now long.
Okay. Yeah. So like we did have that gap, and then it refilled on the daily. On the
yeah, but the
S&P.
equities market doesn't look too bad. Nasdaq just made a new high on the open.
Yeah,
which is interesting to me.
The
The S&P is not. So if I'm looking at it, DXY is still looking to sell off.
Well, DXY is at like
Sold-
lows, right? Isn't DXY at like
Yeah, like multi-year lows.
I mean, that should be good for risk on assets, correct?
It should. Not multi-year, sorry. So we are down trading at our lows from November 24 and August 24. The lows we'd want is down near 100 from September. That's like the real lows start getting fun.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we'll see though. I don't know. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, we theoretically should get a little bit of a relief rally here just because we traded below a bunch of these fib lines. Yeah, I kind of like a short-term scalp long here. Just if the equity markets can hold up. SPY S&P just went green on the day. So I'd be looking for a quick scalp towards this gap above, which would be nice to get. We'll see.
So I saw, maybe we can talk about this and explain it to the audience. So and first, I want to start this with showing this graphic of Trump's, well, the change in S&P 500 since the inauguration of Trump's first versus second term. First term, it's basically up only. Second term is a little bit of a bounce and then like a pretty gnarly drop off. I saw a lot of discussion this week or the last few days, basically about how Trump's intentionally dumping the market to get interest rates down to pay this loan or some interest they have on the debt. Easy, can you talk, or Ray as well, maybe can you guys explain what you think Trump might be doing and if and like whether or not you agree with
dropping the value of the dollar intentionally to refinance the debt so that they can get better rates on refinancing the US debt. So if the dollar's worth less, they can refinance the debt and not have to essentially pay as much. That's the end goal on the debt, which they could then turn around the markets for. I don't know. It's a very risky play because, like, theoretically, like, you could have nobody buying the debt or the refinance debt. Dude, the US has to pay $1 trillion just in interest this year.
To who?
The debt suppliers. So it's like other countries who buy our debt, you have to pay $1 trillion in interest for it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this pudgy penguin that guys talking about, a mustache and suit.
Oh, it's a 9 ETH.
That's a nice penguin though. That's a nice.
It is
Which one?
Oh, stop! Don't tell him.
Oh, I see it with the backwards hat and the little curly mustache.
No, the suit and the headband and the mustache.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Dude,
That's a
thing
good one.
looks
I like.
so fucking
I don't
sick.
want that one though. I like the beard with the headband and the Hawaiian lei on it. 878.
Yeah.
Dude, these are so sick. So yeah, I'm reading this. We talked about it briefly yesterday, but I'm reading this book, Broken Money by Lynn Alden. And in that,
How many
book,
pages have you read?
Time out. Clemente, is Pio in your apartment right now with a loaded gun pointed at you?
No, he's not. In that book, the part that I'm in was very
Blink twice if you're in distress.
Basically in that book, it talks about how for the last X amount of years, America has been like rotting from the inside, where we're buying a bunch of cheap things from China, and China's using that money to buy American assets. And over time, China's just been owning us, and our focus on like all of these wars and international affairs and like growing the US empire has been like basically screwing us. And in order to change that, we need to like make a drastic change. And she was like, what America needs to focus on is bringing manufacturing back inside. And this is like Lynn Alden, who is like a genius economist. And she was basically outlining what Trump is trying to do. And this book is like 3 or 4 years old. So I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I think all three of us, if we zoom out and we're thinking like in 6 months or in 12 months, we're going to see a pretty massive recovery in the market. It's just about how low do we go, correct?
Yeah, I think that Easy is in the belief that it's kind of sell and may go away. I think that might not hold. I think we might just like chop a little bit until then. We're like experiencing like a we've not only left the 4-year cycle, but we've also like fast forwarded it a little bit with the ETFs. I know like the sell and may go away is kind of like more related to like TradFi, kind of stepping away from desks for summer. But I could see like that we see a little bit of surprise here where everyone was like expecting markets to bottom in May, where we might not, and then we might cycle up sooner in the summer. But at this point, it's like anybody's guess, trying to like read tea leaves and predict the future, which is always very tough to predict. We've been so back and forth over the last 2 weeks. It's been wild.
I'm not a trader. Like I'm not good at doing all of the Fibonacci and reading the levels. All I know is like in the next 12 months, the US government, I feel, will start buying Bitcoin. I feel like other nation states are going to start competing with each other to buy Bitcoin. I think we're going to get a massive inflow into crypto. I don't know what the equities will do. I don't know what the S&P 500 will do. I have no idea what any of that stuff is going to do. I just know Bitcoin, I feel like, is going to go up, and with it will bring other alts with it. So yeah, I mean, that's my stance on it. I don't know but then like timelines, I have no clue. So I don't know. And I'm just comfortable just holding this. Yeah, I was also looking at, just for fun, Ray, I'm going to sidetrack us a little bit. I was looking at, yesterday we were talking about how the US government owns like NFTs. And like basically this audit that they're trying to do to figure out like how many digital assets do we have? And they own a doodle and a Bored Ape, and with it like 80 ETH that the FBI seized. So I'm like, they're going to go through all of their stuff, and like, how are they going to decide what they keep versus sell at this point? Or just keep all of it?
Yeah, I think they're just going to not sell any crypto assets, I think is going to be what happens. And I don't think they're even going to know they have a Bored Ape or like be able to sell it. I think it's going to happen too. Like, I think that's going to be the case. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see, but like, I think that's kind of just like the language and what's been signaled is just like not sell anything and then find ways to add Bitcoin. It's kind of what's going to happen there.
Let me
sidetracking again into alts. Easy had a good conversation. Is that the one they hold?
This is the Bored Ape that the US government holds.
It's a good Bored Ape.
It's a great Bored Ape. And then this is the real quick. This is their wallet. They also have a doodle in here, this little doodle. And so they seized how much.
How did they get these?
It was an FBI seize. So they work with AIxBT to seize this. They have 86.5 ETH in this as well, which is 166K. They have this Bored Ape. They have this doodle, and then everything else is pretty much worthless. But I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, imagine if they floor all of their NFTs and they're like, we're gonna buy Bitcoin. Or like, does this Bored Ape? It was 2 years ago. It was seized, I believe. Does it have like ape
Bro,
coin?
if they floor everything in that wallet, they get what, like 2 Bitcoin? Like that doesn't move the fucking needle.
I just
feel like
it's interesting. I don't know. It could.
No, it doesn't. I feel like you need to set up like some sort of sniper bot on that specific ape. A, it probably has ApeCoin on it. B, it's like the government's ape, so like that's got to have some long-term value. I want to switch gears a little bit. We had a token launch. We work with Bubble Maps. We love using their platform, but they launched their BMT token this morning. Easy. I saw you talking about this on your show with Manny this morning. During like the 5 minutes of show you ran today. It was very interesting to see you talk about this. What can the audience know about Bubble Maps if they haven't used it, and what is this token like powering, and how does it all work, and what do you think about it from a speculation standpoint as well?
Yeah, I mean, so the way it works is it's for their Intel desk. You stake Bubble Maps BMT to vote on what they should investigate next with their team. It'll be really interesting to see like how they do it and what they do with it, and like the investigations. That's kind of the big thing. So then on top of that, what else I'm kind of interested in is this voting platform has fees. So the longer you vote, the less they take out of the fees. I'm curious if they're going to give an APY on it. I don't hate the tokenomics. It's a 12-month cliff. The team took 0 of the actual tokens. People have been kind of fudding this Bubble Maps on it, which I think is funny, just to like have them do that. Just because the tokenomics are very transparent. They outline who, what, when, where, why across the board for it. The other thing on that is the BMT token. Me and Manny were comparing it to Arkham, which is sitting at a 543 mil FTV and like 123 mil circulating, which gives Bubble Maps, like in my opinion, at 50% of Arkham, a 2x here. So like that's kind of what we're speculating on and what we're watching is like, okay, let's see if we can get some positive price action.
Yeah, interesting, because Arkham's a good comp in terms of its like on-chain investigation, on-chain like data. This thing ran all the way up to 1 bill, huh? Yeah, I mean, you've run to 50% of 200 mil. I mean, or even 50% of the FTV. Yeah, you have a 2x. So that's interesting to see as well. Yeah, I mean, I use Bubble Maps. I was in their V2 early. They added a bunch of cool features. If you're somebody who wants to like dive really deep on these tokens, be it for your own investigative like purposes for investing, or if you want to do like actual like investigative work, it provides like pretty cool tools, and you can kind of see a good amount of them here on their own Bubble Map. They introduced magic nodes, which essentially like helps you link additional wallets like behind the scenes. They have like a lot of cool tech. They're constantly building and like also investigating. So like they know like what tools are like important and how to stay one step ahead of people trying to manipulate the market. They also have a cool feature that's been like revamped and can like look backwards in time. It's called like time travel. So essentially you can take any token and you can like look back in time to see like how bundled it was at different times, seeing where the tokens went. So like if they actually found a way to like wash tokens that wouldn't be trackable on Bubble Maps, like you can kind of see over time, like, okay, this was heavily bundled on X date and now it isn't anymore. Was it like true selling, or like what happened to these tokens? So like a lot of cool stuff you can do on Bubble Maps. I dive into it every once in a while and I get kind of like lost, like trying to go through some of the different like bigger tokens. Like Melania is a fun one to go through. You can go through Libra and look at what all those tokens went. So pretty cool. Good use case. I think that we're going to see a lot more of this pop up when like meme coins kind of like resurface. And it's a good tool like that's integrated into a number of trading platforms that gives you like at a glance look if like something's like really messed up and like you don't want to jump in. So shout out Bubble Maps. We really love working with them. And this token's interesting, not only from like a utility standpoint, but like Easy said, speculation as well. Obviously not financial advice, but might take a look at that later. I'm gonna run through some quick hitters if you guys want to stop me on any of these.
Hold on, Ray. I'm pissed. What are these comments saying? Oh, how could you be shilling Bubble Math token? First of all, we partnered with them, which we said we did. You don't have to buy this. And what's the you've bought word? Like, I don't understand I'm pissed at the comments right now, Ray. I'm frankly really pissed at him. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, Rick Star says, "Come on, how can you guys be shilling this?" He's
What,
mad.
what's wrong with the token? What's wrong? Is the bubble map screwed up?
He saying that he did not realize that we are Democratic Republic of Korea shills.
Holy shit, dude. All these guys saying, oh, like I'll go through Floyd or Rick Star. Let me go check out your X profile. Let's see what you've been talking about recently, buddy. Jeez Louise. Sorry, Raymond. Back over to you.
I'm really confused as to like why people think this is a scam. Like in the comments, people are saying it's a scam. Like I'm really curious as to like what leads them to believe it's a scam. Like they're launching a platform that's used by like some of the top investigators in this space to call out bad actors. Like if I'm looking at the people in the comments, maybe Bubble Maps wrote a threat against a token they were in and they're pissed. Like I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Let me check out the bubble maps. Let's check out the bubble maps for the bubble maps token. Maybe that doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because it's 82% locked via their tokenomics. So like,
look, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea if this token is a bot. We share the bull case. There's also the bear case where I don't know if the investigations, fund investigations, and all that stuff or the vote for the investigation. I don't get it. But maybe there's smarter people in that team than me. So we'll see. I didn't know that. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Moving on back to the quick hitters before Clemente interrupted me with some angry commenters. We'll run through these today. Singapore is planning on launching Bitcoin futures trading. Mt. Gox moved additional Bitcoin. They've been moving Bitcoin over the past few days. U.S. Department of Housing looking into using stablecoins to fund grants and track that on the blockchain. Sam Spratt announced finalists for his Masquerade event. That's coming to an end there. Monad rewarded some power users of their testnet. Some good old-fashioned farmers getting rewarded. I don't know what. They were very vague about their tweet, but they're rewarding them. So that's it for the quick hitters. We've talked about a good amount of news. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss before we wrap here today?
I think I'm going to buy a Pudgy. I got to make the move here. I got to have some balls here. We'll see. We'll see, folks. I got to figure out how much I owe in taxes. And then maybe I allocated too much for MicroStrategy. I'm down, dude. I'm down on MicroStrategy, dog.
Yeah, I bought the Pico Top. I bought it at $546. $546. Pretty impressive. My PO's gonna have to do a lot of sweet talking to my wife when he comes to stop by and explain what happened there.
When your wife goes on the next idiot I'm talking to today because they don't understand MicroStrategy is.
Yeah, I'm about to warn her about the Bitcoin freight train. And I'll have dinner ready for 5 after that one for sure.
And make sure you have a Bitcoin cake for dessert.
Yeah, Bitcoin cake for dessert. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for joining us on a wonderful Tuesday. You can catch this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Watch us back on YouTube. See what we're talking about in real time. Catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday.